Every great story has a threshold. That specific line in the sand, where the rules of the world completely change, where the stakes are finally laid bare. And once you cross it, there's absolutely no going back. Welcome to a new series I'm calling Before the Climax. This isn't a review and never will be. I'm not here to give you a score out of 10 or out of 100. I'm not here to talk about frame rates, performance, or breakdowns in the optimal build of your gear or your character. Instead, I want to capture a feeling. I want to talk about what it's like to stand on the edge of a game's third act, midway through the journey, deep in a narrative chokehold, revelation after revelation, where your mind is racing with what just happened, and you're eager to unpeel the next phase. You feel completely conflicted about what to do next. And right now, for me, that game is Stellar Blade. Instead, I want to capture a feeling. I've been sitting on this game. I bought it at launch, and for 2 years, it sat there, waiting. I played the first chapter. I put it aside. 2 years, it sat there, waiting. But over the last few weeks, it has completely consumed my gaming time. I'm currently sitting at about 60% completion, over 60 hours of gameplay so far. The orbital elevator is waiting for me. The story is screaming at me to press forward. I talked to Adam, and Adam said, yep, this is the point where you need to finish everything you need to do. And I understood. This was the end. This was the point where the climax was about to begin. I found myself frozen because Stellar Blade just pulled the rug out from under me, and I need to talk about it. For the first half of the game, you're captivated by a lot of things. The beauty, the art design, the character design, the immense fan service. You think you know what it's about, you think you know the setup. It is a beautiful, realized, melancholic world. It's great sci-fi, paying homage to so many anime that have come before and so many old science fiction movies that have also come before, and books as well. But you find yourself in this world that's a joy to play mechanically. The music sets the tone. Sort of unique for me anyway in what I felt playing this game. It felt a bit of a revelation, a combination of so many different genres done so well. But underneath the pristine stylized surface, I kept feeling this low frequency of deception. I think I was about 10 or so hours into playing the games and the side quests especially. I got this sense that the history we're being fed by Mother Sphere wasn't just incomplete, it may be an outright lie, finding out some of the true fate of humanity and discovering what the natives actually are, something I had suspected many hours while I was playing, like, the natives seem to be something else. They seem to be what they are not. It felt a bit like the Matrix. I could sense lies everywhere. Learning about the natives was a massive, stunning moment. If you've played one of my favorite and my favorite PlayStation IP actually, Horizon Zero Dawn, you know that exact feeling. Remember the absolute awe of uncovering Aloy's true origins, of learning what actually happened to mankind and how we got to this period where humanity had lost its way and lost all of its knowledge within Horizon Zero Dawn's world. That chilling realization of how mankind fell, validated by the holographic logs of the old world. Stellar Blade did something similar. A different part entirely, but something similar. It's the exact same flavor of narrative payoff. It's incredibly rewarding when the game validates your suspicions. I don't mind the game throwing me off, throwing me for a loop, and bring me back down to earth. But when it validates what you feel, what you sense, it's quite rewarding. And Stellar Bay didn't do this with cheap gimmicks, but with layers of revelation upon revelation upon revelation that fundamentally recontextualizes every single introduction, every single new character, every single interaction with NPCs, and the data sources you find across the world. You find that everything you've learned up to this point starts to make you suspect that the world you are currently in is much more than meets the eye, that there's deception everywhere. Who could be lying to you? What exactly is Eve's true mission? At some point, getting close to that point of no return, with all the side quests that I went on and all the revelations I found, Eve's mission doesn't seem like just a simple crusade of good versus evil, killing the natives and helping mankind find a balance, saving mankind. It felt like something was very, very off. The moral gray area just expanded exponentially. The themes of what actually makes us human, our ambitions, our foolishness, our adoption of all kinds of technology, our mortality, our memories, our choices are suddenly front and center. The themes of Stellar Blade are very relevant today and may be for the rest of mankind's life on this planet. And that's exactly why I play video games. I'm here for the narrative build-up, for the narrative structure. I'm here for character development and world building that blows your mind. World building that makes me think introspectively about the journey I've been on as a human being, as a person, a father, as a brother. Things that make me pause the game and stare into my own mind, my own self, asking myself, what have I just experienced? And letting the implications sink in. I'm able to compare those to real world events a decade before, 2 decades before, and try to project many decades ahead. But that brings me to the absolute agony of that 60% mark. Mechanically, I know exactly what I should do. I should stay on the ground, clear out every remaining side quest on the board, every upgrade that I want. I should just try and get them quickly. I want all the upgrades. I want to max out Eve's capabilities and complete those skill trees. I want to hunt down the remaining nanosuits and unlock every scrap of combat potential before heading into the final stretch, the final battles, as it were. The gameplay loop is so satisfying in this game that doing the side content has never felt like a chore. But narratively, my brain is on fire. When a story grips you like this, stopping to go fishing, stopping to go do a fetch quest, which always has rewards, but stopping to go and do all of that seems a little bit out of place, so to speak. Finding lost memory or data sticks or whatever they were called. Finding components to improve yourself, to improve your body frame. Oh, God. For a citizen in Zion, helping them out, it feels like putting a thriller novel down right when the detective figures out the killer's identity. Like, oh yeah, fine, this person is likely guilty. Let me go and fish. Let me go on an errand for someone. It breaks the cinematic pacing. The narrative momentum is pulling me toward the orbital elevator. With immense gravitational force, that's what I want to do. This is a classic open world story driven dilemma. It's the same reason I still haven't finished Assassin's Creed Origins. I dropped off again. But Stellar Blade does it better because it's not open world, it's wide linear. Should I do everything to optimize the character to get Eve to her strongest possible level before I proceed? Or do I just honor the pace of the plot? If I rush ahead for the sake of the story, Am I going to regret missing out on maybe something deeper? The revelation eating another side of the game? Secrets and maybe upgrades that will be beneficial for a boss fight? If I spend the next 5 hours doing side quests, will the tension of that massive revelation evaporate? Will it be meaningless? I think that's the beauty of this specific moment in a playthrough of almost any game, any good story-driven game. It's a mixture of excitement, curiosity, and a little bit of greed. A lot of dread as well. Greed for more and dread for what is to come. You don't want to go in underpowered. I know that once I step onto that elevator, the third act begins. I can't go back. The dominoes will start falling. And this first time experience will head towards its conclusion. I can only ever experience this game once for the first time. I can't do it again. What do I do? How do I ensure that the memories I'm building with this are going to be something I'll treasure continuously without regrets? For now, I'm just going to sit with this game. I'm going to appreciate the fact that the game has me in this chokehold, this level of chokehold. I'm playing this game at the right time for me, even though I bought it when it came out. I've learned to play games at the right time for me. So, to those of you who have crossed this threshold in Stellar Blade and will consistently find yourself crushing similar thresholds in other games without spoiling anything that happens next, how do you handle it? Did you clear out the board? Did you complete all or most of the side quest? Or did you just let the story carry you away? You know, when the crescendo approaches, do you just go with the flow, or do you ignore it and do something else? Satisfy your own curiosities before pushing the story ahead. And for everyone else, what's the one game that made you freeze right before the third act? Simply because you weren't ready for the ride to end. You didn't want to move ahead. I hope you let me know in the comments. I'll see you next time in this series and in others within my playlist. I'll be standing at the precipice of another world. But for now, I have an elevator to catch. Or maybe just some side quests to finish. I still haven't decided. One thing that's correct though, it's been an amazing game so far. And I'm very glad I picked it up at this point in time. The right time for me.